Welcome to Infinity Learn Mathematics in a Simple Way. In this video, we are going to learn about quadratic equation concept and the methods of solving a quadratic equation, types of quadratic equation, and nature of the roots. So, on the basis of these you will get the what MCQ type of question in the TET examination and in GPSTR and CTET examination also and HSTR exam also. So, let us try to understand what is quadratic equation first. Yes. As quadratic equations definition, try to understand the definition of what quadratic equation first. See the definition. A quadratic equation is of the form ax square bx plus c is equal to 0, where x is an unknown variable and a comma b comma c are what constants and a is not equal to 0. So any equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is what a quadratic equation we can say. So any equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is called as what? Quadratic equation. Here it must contains x square and x, second degree variable as well as first degree variable. In x square we have a second degree, that is power is what 2. In x it is what power is 1. It must contain x square and x. Such type of equations are called as what? Quadratic equation. And a b c r, and these a b c are in this equation, this a b c are what? Constants or real numbers. A b c are what? Real numbers. A b c t are real numbers or constants we can say, and we can say constant also. And b a is not equal to 0. A must not be equal to what? 0. So such equations are called as what? Quadratic equation. Yes, example of the quadratic equations. So let us see the what examples of quadratic equation. First, I'm going to write the examples here. X square plus 2x square plus 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. Another example, 3x square minus 15x plus 9 is equal to 0. Two examples I have written here. So let us try to understand. See here, I am writing the what standard form here, ax square bx plus c is equal to 0. Here also I am writing ax square plus bx plus c is equal to what? 0. Look at the example and standard form. Here, as we know that here the value of a is what? 2. Here a is equal to what? 2. And b is what? 3. The value of b is what? 3. And the value of c is what? 5. Here a is equal to what? 3. In the second example, b is equal to c here. Here plus is there, here minus is there. We have to take minus 15 here. And c is equal to what? 9. So any equation or standard form of the equation is what? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Such type of the equations are called quadratic equation. जो भी equation ये form में रहती है ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, उससे हमें क्या बोलते हैं? quadratic equation बोलते हैं. यहाँ पर a b c क्या है? रियल नंबर है, a की वैल्यू 0 के बराबर नहीं रहती है. तो ये क्या है? डेफिनेशन हो गई इसकी quadratic equation की. नेक्स्ट आते हैं हमें रूट्स ऑफ ए quadratic equation, और इससे पहले क्या आता है? टाइप्स ऑफ क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन आता है. क्या आता है? टाइप्स ऑफ क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन. सो टाइप्स ऑफ, देयर आर द टू टाइप्स ऑफ क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन. सो लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द टाइप्स ऑफ क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन. टाइप्स ऑफ क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन. Types of quadratic equation. First one, unaffected quadratic equation. Unaffected quadratic equation. Unaffected quadratic equation. And second one is what? Pure quadratic equation. Pure quadratic equation, unaffected and pure quadratic equation. So look at here, unaffected quadratic equation, a quadratic equation which contains a quadratic equation which contains second degree as well as first degree variable. Second degree as well as first degree variable. First degree variable, and that is x square and x, the bracket x square and x is called unaffected quadratic equation. Unaffected quadratic equation. Unaffected quadratic equation. Example, it is of the form, so here it is of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this form of equation is called as what? Unaffected quadratic equation. Unaffected quadratic equation. It must contains second degree variable and first degree variable, that is x square and x. Such type of equation, quadratic equation, is called as what? Unaffected quadratic equation. Next comes to the what? Pure quadratic equation. And a quadratic equation which contains only second degree variable, only second degree variable, is called pure quadratic equation. Pure quadratic equation, that is it must contains only what? Second degree variable, means what? Ax square plus c is equal to what? 0. That is it must contains only second degree variable, means what? It contains x square only. It contains x square only. Second degree variable. For example, 2x square plus 3 is equal to 0. 4x square plus 9 is equal to 0. So such type of equations are called as what? Pure quadratic equation. Pure quadratic equation. जो भी इक्वेशन ax स्क्वायर प्लस c इज इक्वल टू 0 के फॉर्म में रहती है उसे क्या बोलते हैं? हमें प्योर क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन. यस, नेक्स्ट कम्स टू द व्हाट? रूट्स ऑफ ए क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन. रूट्स ऑफ ए क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन बोले तो क्या? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ रूट्स ऑफ क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन? यस, roots of a quadratic equation is nothing but it is the value of the variable. It is the value of the what? Unknown variable, that is x we can say, for which the quadratic equation holds the true. A quadratic equation has two roots. Remember this one. A quadratic equation has always two roots. It has always two roots. Yes, a real number alpha is called a root of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So here a real number alpha is called a root of a quadratic equation. Roots of a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 and a is not equal to 0 if a alpha square plus b alpha plus c is equal to 0. Any quadratic equation can have at most two zero. Remember this one, at most two zeros. So a real number alpha, here alpha is what? A root of equation means what? It must satisfy the what? Quadratic equation, that is a alpha square plus b alpha plus c is exactly equal to what? 0. Any quadratic equation can have what? At most two roots. कौन से भी quadratic equation दे उसके roots कितने होते हैं? At most two roots होते हैं. If alpha, next note the very important point, if alpha is a root of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. If alpha is a root of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then we say that x is equal to alpha satisfies the equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, or x is equal to alpha is a solution of equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Remember, it is very important note, if alpha is a root of a equation or quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then we say that x is equal to alpha satisfies the equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, or x is equal to alpha is the solution of the equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. अगर अल्फा रूट है क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन का तो x इज इक्वल टू अल्फा सेटिस्फाई करता है इक्वेशन को ax स्क्वायर प्लस bx प्लस c इज इक्वल टू 0, और x इज इक्वल टू अल्फा इज क्या है? इट इज द सोल्यूशन ऑफ द इक्वेशन. वी कैन से द रूट्स ऑफ a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 are called zeros of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c is equal to ax plus c. The roots of a quadratic equations are nothing but the zeros of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Solving the quadratic equation means finding the roots of its equation. Solving of quadratic equation बोले तो क्या है? We have to finding the what? Roots of a quadratic equation. If ax square plus bx plus c can be factorized, if so we will solve the what? Quadratic equation by three methods. First methods of factorizing solving a quadratic equation is what? Factorization method. Second, completing the square method. Completing square method. Third, formula method. That is nothing but formula method, we can say. With these three methods we are solving the what? Quadratic equation. Solving a quadratic equation means we are finding the what? The roots of the equation. If ax square plus bx plus c can be factorized as x minus alpha and x minus beta, then ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is equivalent to or is exactly equal to what? X minus alpha into x minus beta. Thus x minus alpha and x minus beta is equal to 0, or we are separately equating to the 0. X minus alpha is equal to 0 or x minus beta is equal to 0, that is x is equal to alpha and x is equal to beta. Here alpha and beta are called the what? Roots of the equation. Here alpha and beta are nothing but are called the roots of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Next, solution of a quadratic equation by the factorization method. How to factorize the quadratic equation? To solve the quadratic equation by factorization method, we are following the steps in this manner. Number 1, clear the fractions and brackets if necessary. If we have a brackets and fractions, we have to clear first that one and transfer all the terms to the left hand side, that is LHS, and combine the what? Like terms. We have transferred the what? All the terms whatever we have in the right hand side to the what? Left hand side, and we have to combine the what? Like terms. Write the equation in the standard form. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to what? 0. Now factorize the LHS, that is after combining we have to factorize the what? Left hand side value. Put each factor equal to 0. Then we have to put each factor equal to 0 and solve, check each value by substituting in the given equation. So let us, we will do this practically with solving the what one problem here. Yes, so let us, we will solve the what factorization method now. So I will make it the, I will wrap this part so that I want space required here to solve the example. So let us write the example how to solve the factorization problem. So here take x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. It is already in the standard form. So only we have to split the what middle term in such a way that if you multiply first term and last term, it will become what minus 10x square. So we have to multiply, we have to find the factors of minus 10x square. So 5 2s are 10. Yes, 5 2s are 10. This is minus 5, this is plus 2. So here x into x is what x square. Minus 5 into minus plus 2 is what minus 10. X into x, x square. If we add these two, so here if you multiply these two, you will get the what, if you multiply these two, you will get the what 10x square. If you add these two, minus 5x plus 2x, you will get the what minus 3x, that is the middle term. Yes, so we are, what we are doing in the next second step, we are writing instead of this minus 3x these two factors. Now x square as it is, minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now we are, what we are doing in the next step, we are grouping this one group and this one group. So in the first group, here I am taking the common x. After taking the common in the x square, x 1x remains, and here x is common, what is remain, 5 remain. Here I am taking plus 2 is common, and x, if we have taken the common 2 in the 10, here 5 remains, 2 5s are 10 is equal to 0. Now x minus 5, x minus 5 is what common here, and x plus 2 is equal to what 0. Here x minus 5 is equal to 0, x plus 2 is equal to what 0. X minus 5 is equal to 0, then x is equal to what 5, x is equal to what 5, x is equal to what minus. So these are the what roots of a quadratic equation. So let us verify whether these values are correct or not, or the solutions are of the equation or not. So how to cross check this one? We have x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Put the value of x 5 square minus 3 into 5. So here minus 3 into 5. Into 5 minus 10 is equal to 0. 5 square means what 25. 3 5s are 15 minus 10 is equal to what 0. Now 25, this is what 25 as it is, minus 15 minus 10 is what again minus 25, minus 25 plus 25 is what 0. So 5 is the what the solution of the quadratic equation of polynomial, we can say. So next is what completing the square method. The another method of solving the what quadratic equation is what completing the square method. So this will be not asked in the competitive exam purpose. So we can descriptive type of problem here. And last method is what formula method. So here formula method, the roots of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c belongs to what real number and a is not equal to what 0 are given by x is equal to minus b plus r minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. This formula is known as what Sridhar Acharya's formula or Sridhar formula, we can say. So when we are applying this formula, if factorization is not possible, at that time we are applying this formula. अगर फैक्टराइजेशन पॉसिबल नहीं रहा तो उस वक्त हमें क्या करते हैं, फॉर्मूला मेथड से इक्वेशन के रूट्स मालूम करते हैं हमें. सो ये फॉर्मूले को ना और एक नाम क्या है, श्रीधर्स फार्मूला और श्रीधर आचार्यस formula. Here the formula is nothing but x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Formula method. By these three methods we are solving the what? Quadratic equation. So next, discriminant. What is the discriminant? Discriminant. The expression b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So here this expression b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4ac is called the what? Discriminant. Discriminant of the what? Quadratic equation. Discriminant of the what? Quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Yes, ax square. Discriminant is denoted by what? Delta or d. It is denoted by what? Discriminant is denoted by d is equal to b square minus 4ac, or delta is equal to b square minus 4ac. Yes. For equation ax square, or we can say that for equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, expression b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant, and it is denoted by d or delta. B square minus 4ac is what? Discriminant. It is the what? Discriminant of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to what? 0. It is denoted by d or delta. This delta is nothing but the sums of Motu and Patlu. That is, just for joking, delta is nothing but it is a small triangles like symbol. Yes. Then comes to the what? Nature of roots. So it is very important, dear students. The nature of roots tells the what? On the basis of discriminant value. Yes. So here b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, or delta is equal to 0, or d is equal to 0. It means if discriminant is 0, then the roots are real, equal and rational. Then the roots are real, equal and rational. When these are rational, if discriminant is a perfect square, it is what? Rational. If discriminant b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, or delta is greater than 0, or d is greater than 0, and also a perfect square, then the roots are real and distinct and rational, we can say. If b square minus 4ac is it is greater than 0, it must be less than 0. It must be less than 0, not a perfect square. Then the roots are real and imaginary, distinct and irrational. Or we can say, here, if b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, or d is equal to 0, or delta is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal. Then the roots are real and equal. If b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, or d is greater than 0, or delta is greater than 0, both the meaning are what? Same. Then roots are real and distinct. Distinct यानी अलग अलग. रूट्स रियल रहते हैं यानी कि रियल नंबर एंड डिस्टिंक्ट. इफ b square minus 4ac is less than 0, or d is discriminant is less than 0, or delta is less than 0, then roots are real and imaginary, real and imaginary, real and imaginary. So these are the what the nature of root. The nature of the roots of a quadratic equation we are deciding on the basis of value of the discriminant. So in this video, one more concept is remains, forming a quadratic equation. How to form a quadratic equation? So the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here alpha plus beta, here alpha plus beta is nothing but alpha are the what root, alpha and beta are what root of the equation. Here alpha and beta are roots of equation. Yes, roots of equation. The sum of the roots alpha plus beta is what? Sum of roots. Sum of roots is what? Minus b by a. What is this? B, coefficient of x. B is nothing but coefficient of x, and a is what? Coefficient of x square, and alpha into beta is nothing but product of zeros, product of roots, sorry, product of roots. Zeros comes under the what? Polynomial. Same concept, c by a. That c means what? Constant term, and a is what? Coefficient of x square. So formation of the quadratic equation is nothing but x square always minus sum of the roots, sum of roots into x plus product of roots, plus product of roots is equal to what? 0. Product of roots is equal to what? 0. So that is nothing but x square minus alpha plus beta, sum of the root means what? Alpha plus beta into x plus product of 0 means what? Alpha into beta is equal to what? 0. So this is what the formation of quadratic equation. So this is all about the what? The concept of what? Quadratic equation. So if you have any doubt or any difficulty or any suggestions, please give me the what? Feedback by giving the comments. So we are helping as possible, as I am helping as possible more and more regarding your TET examination. So it is my earnest request to you people, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching my channel.